I command myself to be
Mm.
serious. How have you been? How is
Mm.
work? You're not tired. You're very, very
Very
strong.
good.
You're not
I'm still
tired
at
at
work.
all.
We're still at
Well,
work.
technically, you are off work though. Technically.
Really? Well, for now, work is still waiting for me.
Well, don't
For us.
worry. We are going to. So today we are talking about in-law management. And I know that I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. For those that are just joining me, I'm sorry. I'm speaking. Welcome to Life Matters and Adedire. And with me is the Dada Dynasty. Okay. So today is spring, no rain today. It's sunshine, everything is pretty. So I said I'm going to do it outside, which is very cool. So Uncle Olaitan, this is why you should come to Canada now, because the weather is very good. But you have denied me twice, so I'll
Don't worry,
keep quiet.
let's plan next year's trip.
Last year was this year. This year is next year. Next year, you don't know what will happen. Okay. So today we'll be discussing in-law management. And I was talking to my friend yesterday, and I said there are a couple of ladies that would say that they'll pray that their mother-in-law should die before they marry, so that they will not be. I'm looking at your face, and I can't comprehend at the moment. And they said their mother-in-law should die before they get married, and I'm like, so if you are praying that your mother-in-law should die, that means when you give birth and you give birth to a boy, his wife too would say that you should die. Technically, that's what it means in real terms. ABC
They are shortening
plain.
lifespans. Mm.
Well, since you are doing it from generations before, but my first question that I wanted to ask, and I wrote like a lot of questions, so you like forgive me, it's a lot. So my first question is this: when you were about to get married, how did you talk about the whole in-law thing? Because I think it's something you have to talk about before you marry, right?
Nah, okay, so I can tell you categorically that I don't think we had any such discussion.
Okay.
But I think now that I think about it in retrospect, it was because we had done due diligence before then. What would I call due diligence? We had already gotten to the space whereby her mother was my mother and my mother was her mother before we got married. And once you can do that, once you can get into that space, the rest is easy after marriage. The problem is, I think a lot of people do a lot of, trying to stay away from being close to the parents, in-laws before marriage. Like, okay, it's just the son they are marrying. It's not, this one doesn't have, the daughter doesn't have anything to do with the parents. And by the time the inevitable happens, when the parents inevitably have to step into your lives for whatever reasons you might need them, it now becomes an issue, or detachment process becomes an issue because the parents haven't even gotten to a place, or the in-law parents haven't gotten to a place to trust you completely or wholeheartedly with their children. I think, what do you think? Have I said it all? Do you have another idea or another direction?
No, I think it's common amidst human beings, let me not say, or whichever generation that some people think that the absence of your in-laws make things better. And you only wish for that when you have not found a home where you're going. I do not have a mother-in-law. I have a mother. I got a mother. I do not refer to her as my mother-in-law. In fact, it was as close as my mother said to me, "That is your mother. I trained you for her." That's profound. Yeah. And day to day, I see myself growing in relationship with her. Like he said, people would never understand the relationship between a mother and a child until you become a mother. So any lady praying that, like you said, any lady praying that your mother-in-law dies, it means that your own mother does not have a boy, because you're just wishing your mother's death, not even your mother-in-law's death. You're only wishing your own mother to die very soon. So why would there? Yes, there are some extreme situations, but when you make your mother-in-law feel at home, feel at peace with you, with understanding, with your partner in understanding. Now it's a joint effort, not a singular effort.
Yep.
There's going to be there are a lot of parts that the man plays. There's a lot of parts that the woman plays her part too, but the man also plays his part. If the man does not play his part, no matter what the woman does, it will be a difficult journey. So first off, so a lot of people have heard a lot of stories about what mother-in-laws do. It's worse with men. It's the connection between a mother and his son. She's always seen the boy as the strong man, the person for her comfort, someone to run to, someone to talk to. And when you notice that scenario, that situation, make her your best friend, make her your gist partner. So much so that the man will get jealous in the relationship.
That what are you and my mother saying? What are you guys doing?
Let me just be honest with you. That happens in our own, yes, in our own marriage very well. My mother and her are too close for comfort sometimes. I always be like, what's wrong with you? What are you people talking about? Come, you didn't marry her now. I married. Come and let's be going home. You know, it's not about all these things that you're talking about. You know, but like she said, she's very, very right, because if you make yourself, if you make your mother-in-law or your father-in-law, whichever case may be, whichever one, feel at home, then all you have just done is helped your home. The Igbos have a saying. They say nobody tastes honey, not honey, honey. Nobody tastes honey and spits it out.
We also say it in Europe.
Nobody tastes love and rejects it. So if you show love, no matter how stubborn it is from the get-go, eventually it melts the heart. And then when you show love through sacrifice, I didn't say turn yourself to a slave, but if you are doing something, do it in love. You are coming somewhere and then you are buying a gift. I say, I just thought of you. I just said I should bring this for you, Mao. I just thought of bringing this for you, sir. And then, like she's also right. The man has a lot of roles to play. Let me show you how bad the roles of the man is, even though the woman has roles to play. The man has roles to play in first protecting his wife, telling her what lines not to cross, but also telling her when to go when she doesn't want to, when to move forward when she doesn't want to. Now, a lot of people do the shielding, the people that try, but they don't remember the part of, oh no, you know what? Mom is in the kitchen alone right now. Just go. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Mom is the only one. Go there and gist with her, talk with her. Try and encourage and build the relationship before, and if possible, do this even before marriage, so that after marriage, everything just works smoothly.
Okay, someone already has a question. What happens in the situation of a stepmom where the original mom is late, or a jealous sister?
It's for me, it's almost the same scenario. Love conquers all. Jealous younger sister. Yes. This is where the jealousy comes in. You are coming to take him away.
No, it might not be that. Is the fact that it could be many other things. It could just be you are getting married before me, or you are winning a guy.
Yes,
jealousies.
the root of it is I no longer have access to him as much as I do.
My life is not there.
I no longer have access to him as much as I used to do. Now I need to take permission from you to talk to my brother. What's this one?
Which normally would not happen before if you are not coming to play.
Exactly. But if you now become best of friends and gist partners, like he said, funny enough, with his sister, we share the same name. Now, in fact, yes, access. Absolutely. It's the same for the mother, the same for the sisters. You're coming away to take. Now, women are seen as people with authority. Sometimes we play the emotional game of we're not in control, but we're actually in control. With the whispering of, this is what you should do, this is what you should not do. We've whispered the thoughts into the man's mind. And because it's emotionally connected to you, it begins to consider whatever you're saying. So you have a role to play. And they understand because they are also ladies. It is never about the father. The man just lets go. It's always about the women in the picture. Apologies to us women.
But there are some fathers that are very close to their daughters that when it comes to the boy has to crack that man to get
understand the switch now. It's a mother-in-law with the son, a father with the daughter. This is the way I explained it to my husband. It took me it took a while for me to see it in that light. I said, this is it. You find a guy finds a woman he loves. Features about her, things about her that he loves. She now has a girl. Now, the girl is like the ceiling for him. How? Beyond everything that he loves about the lady that he's seen in the girl, this girl is actually his DNA.
Sure. So
if he ever loved his wife 100, he's going to love the girl 200. The same for mothers too. They see their husbands in their son. Yorubas call me my husband. From the time the boy was born, the boy becomes a husband automatically.
Sorry.
No. Whichever way we want to like mask it or make it look, the question, right? When you're in between a not nice stepmother-in-law and a loving father-in-law, I'll allow you to take this one.
Wait. Let me first of all see that question. I need to wear my glasses.
Between a not nice stepmother-in-law and a loving father-in-law, I so understand that too. Now, it can be
okay. So, Adedire, so I think this person is married to those Yoruba people that even
she's
if the
my person,
so you have to call the person auntie.
It's a Yoruba thing, and it's just all about respect. It's difficult, but at the end of the day, there is a Yoruba. It can be like an insult sometimes. There's a Yoruba saying. I'll say it in Yoruba and then I'll interpret. Yoruba says, no, not even kekere ano, not kekere ano. Yoruba says, ekpe malu mboda ko jaro no lo.
Oh my God, it's the other one I know, but I will not say it on live.
Yes, Yorubas will say kosi kekere ano. As in there is no baby in-law. A baby to you is auntie, brother. But the one of the anchor virtues in Yoruba land is respect. As simple as kneeling down, both knees can tarnish your image. If you don't. As simple as that. As you knelt down one knee and the other knee did not go down. That can be the end.
It's not simple.
Okay.
What if she had knee problem?
If she had knee problem, it will be on record. that she has knee problem. If she does not have knee problem, both knees on the ground.
You can't do your in-law eye.
So but for me, I feel that the bottom line is love and friendship. Friendship will develop in love. The fear is always, once there is relationship, there is a marriage. It is part of the boundaries that you set, that you have to respect my space. So you know that if you need me, you have to go through my husband, even though you gave birth to me.
That one is deep.
Okay. Well, they're deep, Loto. Okay, let me share with you something that a very elderly woman shared recently in our church. Okay. Now, she said she was married to, her husband is late now. She was married to a man whose in-laws did not love her.
Yeah. She was married to an only son.
Yeah, an only son
whose mother
pampered seriously, and even pampered to the point of the man is going to play football. The mother will stand with his food on her head throughout the entire match and wait for him to finish. They now say, "Oko mi pele wa jeun." Oh yes,
close, yes. Like close.
So that kind of pampering, and then you now get married to that kind of person.
As you're done.
And from mother to sisters to everybody, just look at you as, who is this one? Who is this outcast? And she said she got to a point where she couldn't take it anymore, and she actually went back to her father's house and met her mother. And her mother said, "Where are you coming from?" So I was like, "Where are you coming to?" Her father's house. See, don't let your father catch you. Just go back. He said, "I'm tired, I'm this, I'm that." And the mother told her that the only way you can win this battle is with love. So she now shared another story of one of the sisters, that she went to visit. And that one knew that she came visiting her and closed the door. Like when she saw her from afar, quickly closed the gate, from morning, and like behaving like there was no one in. So she said she thought, if I go back, my husband will be very upset if he hears this story, that I tried coming to visit, I tried doing this, and there will be issues. And so she decided, you know what, I'm not going to leave until I show this woman love. And then she started singing, sat at the door, the gate, and started singing, and sang from morning till night.
Wait, I don't get that.
Sometime around, sorry?
She doesn't get.
Yes, she sat down on the floor and sang from morning till night. She said by nightfall, the woman opened the gate and said, "You are still here?" He said, "Yes." She said, "What did you come to do?" He said, "I came to sing for you. I came to teach you a song." And that she started singing the same song. And this was the same song that she sings for her husband whenever they have issues. What was the song again? I've forgotten what it was like. "Be still and know that I am God." And that when she started singing the song, that the sister went, that the husband's sister went, "Oh, so you are the one that taught my brother this song, that my brother sings it every time." And something as selfless as the act, sorry, it's not a selfless act to sit down in front of somebody's house from morning till night, waiting. When you know that you have, just the fact that this person went out of her way,
she didn't have
was what. Sorry, she did. But what I'm trying to bring out here is that singular act broke the hatred towards her, broke the stubborn ideology towards her, and they found a place to love,
Wow.
And and I just wanted to share that.
Sir, that one needs an extra level of grace.
Yes, I think yet again, let's dial it down a bit. There are extreme situations that will push you off the cliff love. But there are some situations that could have been avoided, that it is wisdom that was not properly applied.
Okay.
Lots of people went through dating without dating, without necessarily cutting or understanding the family in which they are going. There's a process in their family. You need to understand it. There's a way of life in their family. You need to understand it. There is a tradition in their family. You need to understand it. All of these things are what culminates into the wholesome relationship that you have with all your in-laws. And it's not going to happen at the snap of a finger. Probably you married the man at 25. He's got 25 years of being ingrained into culture and system. You're not going to snap it out of them in 1 year or 2 years or 3. You have your own culture and system where you're coming from. They have their own culture and system. Lovingly understand. Lovingly get to know everybody. Lovingly get to understand everybody. And with mutual respect, except there are excesses, with mutual respect, gradually it will start coming together. Gradually it will start coming together. A lot of parents react based on the experiences and situations they have been with their children.
And with their own mothers and fathers-in-laws.
Exactly. So you can't just call it modern day generation, modern day situation, modern day mother should understand. Some mothers are reacting or responding to what they pass through with that child, maybe at birth. Or maybe the child almost passed away at midlife. Or maybe they are used to doing everything for the child and they are just scared. Who is this person I do not know? I do not know your parents. I do not know your background. Are you going to be able to take care of this child for me such that I will have peace of mind, one, and I will go before this child? Not that this child will be married and my fasting and prayer has just gone up.
Let me just butt in there. Everyone should realize that every parent that hands over a child to you is handling their most precious gift, something they have nurtured with every ounce of their time,
with their entire life,
and their money, and their prayers, on their knees, with beating, with protecting, with directing. And right now, the child is saying, oh yeah, leave me. I want to go and be with this person. And you can't take away the fact that the society is filled with unknowns.
Yeah.
Complete unknowns. You don't know what left is right. How they say something, sorry. Bam. That basically, like, you don't know, people look like they're angels on the outside and they're demons on the inside. And they don't know if their child is being deceived.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, they still step up to take on the protective covering, no matter how much the child says, see, I am all right. And that is why it is wiser to make sure that even you have shown yourself as worthy to be left to take over the mantle of protecting their child from before you get married. Because once you don't, then they now start trying to find out if you are worthy after you get married, which now becomes an issue because you now take it to be them prognosing and intruding into your space. And that now, leads to more issues. See, I want to say that I'm blessed with the kind of parents, in-laws that I have. And at the same time, she's blessed with the kind of parents, in-laws that she has. Why? I think my father is her mother in characteristics, and my mother is her father in characteristics. So we we have like pre-knowledge of, okay, this is the kind of, things that we expect. And then because it has to, you can't allow your partner to face your in-laws alone without proper guidance. They don't know them, no matter how much. They don't know them. So you have to guide, oh, you know what, maybe this is something that you will do normally that your parents might like, but my parents might not like it. They will see it as strange. At least for now, don't do that until they get to know you.
That line where probably your parents like this is the bride, so they like gifts. And because you see that, the daughter buys gift for the parents, you assume that as the guy, you should start buying gifts. So where do you draw the line where you don't want to look like, oh, you are trying to bribe your way in, and at the same time, you don't want to overdo it too? The people that they feel that they can buy their way through or into someone's heart. So how do you draw that line? Like what you said when you said it's good to know the person's parents through the partner, but what if that side, like, you don't want to be too...
Don't worry. There's a question that I'm seeing. All right, she wants to take this. I'll let her.
That's where the wisdom of both the guy and the lady comes in. Now, one of the things that works for us is when we're dealing with either parties, either my parents or his parents, whichever one we're dealing with, whoever is closest to them takes the lead. E.g., we want to do something for his parents. It's our decision, but he's in front.
Okay.
When we want to do something for my parents, it's our decision, but I am in front. Like he said, I understand them way more than he can ever figure out. So when they are saying 2, even when they are not saying 3, I understand that it is 3. And I can come in and handle the situation.
And give me wisdom.
And maybe cut him high and say, time to move, or time to speak out, or time to just disappear.
Time to just enter.
Time to, it's beginning to look like, oh yeah, let's fake it, we are going.
I wish they are not watching this right now, man.
They cannot even be watching it anyhow. It's not possible. They cannot be watching it. So it's the wisdom of both individuals here. It takes the wisdom of both individuals in the relationship. When we're dealing with my parents, I handle the discussions. Sometimes I may want his input. Maybe I want some support, but I take the lead. I'm not taking his place. I just take the lead on that conversation. And then when I feel like, okay, the coast is beginning to look very okay, I throw him in. Oh yeah, follow. Just run with the lead that I've given you. And the same applies when we're on his side. So it actually depends on the scenario. It is absolutely important that both individuals have their backs, have each other's backs. Absolutely important.
And if you don't have your backs, they will know.
Yeah, they will read it.
And once they know, it makes them more protective of the party that they have as, their child. That's just natural parents' instincts. Both of you are both of you are having issues. No matter what it is, we don't even want to hear the story. We will just protect our own daughter. She cannot be hurt. Or we'll protect our own son, or we'll be on that side until we know what the true story is. So both of you constantly have to present a front of agreement. Okay. And that leads me to another point.
Okay.
For the parents that don't know how. Okay, you know what? Let me let your question come in. I'll remember.
Okay, are there situations that you know this person is just being devilish, and that they will just be happy to see you depressed. I have heard situations where in-laws control their homes.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Start. No,
okay.
serious, start. I'll comment.
Like I said, there are extreme situations, and yes, such situations exist. But what do you do? Now, did this situation all of a sudden arise after marriage, or it was there before marriage? This is where the burden of there's a language in law that I'm looking for. Maybe the burden of law. Yeah,
Proof.
Burden of proof is on you to do your homework. Like I said, in the courting or the dating or the whatever name we want to give to the relationship, what were you doing? Were you just going out for movies, popcorn, rice and chicken, holding hands, taking trips, and then you were not taking time you were not taking time to find out where you were going to? If you could not do it yourself, send them mysteries. Now, that's technically what I like about traditional ways of doing it. In the olden days, at least, maybe that was what we watched in Nollywood, I don't know. But parents will send people over to the other side to go and find out where their child is going. Go and find out about who they are, what they do, what their traditions are. That is why some parents insist that their children must marry people of the same language, so that there is no discussion that is above your head. You can hear everything being said.
Sure.
Hello, Governor D. So there are people that want to make your life difficult, but trust me, there is a root to that matter. Nobody wakes up or nobody is born wicked. There have been some circumstances or situations that led them there. Maybe those were situations they faced in their marriage and have made up their mind that like plus never, there is no woman coming into this house. Such women most times did not have it good with their own husbands. And the reason they did not have it good were because of in-laws.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So the second part of that question, when you say that you have heard of in-laws controlling the home, I can put it to you straight this way, without any form of bias and no form of being respectful to either gender. If your parents in-laws are controlling your home, you allowed it. It's just that basic. That's just it. If your parents-in-law control your home, then they have been given the key to control your home. They have not just been given the key, they've been given all the union keys, all the spare keys. They've been shown how to handle all the electricals. In fact, they've been given space in your bedroom to come and sleep without you even knowing it.
Yeah,
there is no way. Yes. There's no way your parents in-law, because whether you like to call them parents in-laws, they are just your spouse's parents. So if you both are not in agreement early enough on how to handle your parents and what boundaries you are setting in your home, then you are going to continually have these issues. You need to learn to set boundaries together. And the person to push the boundary information is not the in-law, is the child. So for her parents, both of us agree this is our boundary. This is the place that they cannot come in and they cannot push through. She will be the one to stand in front when they are raising whatever it is that needs to be pushed through. She said, my husband and I have agreed that we do not want this direction. Coming from her, they will take. Coming from me, they will want to go and ask her.
Yes.
You see the difference? Same it is on the flip side. No, this, blah, 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 blah. No, don't worry. We've sorted it. Myself and my wife have discussed this, and this is our resolution. And you don't do it with fight. You do it with smile. So actually, I understand. I really understand what you mean. But my wife and I have decided that this is the best course of action for our family. We are very grateful for your love and care. You see, in the middle of that, as long as you do not raise it up as a quarrel, there will be a level of respect that is formed. What is it?
No, I want to buttress what you're saying with an example, but finish up. Finish up first.
Yeah, there's a level of respect that is formed. That, okay, these people are in unity. These people are in agreement. Most importantly, these people know what they are doing. And best of all, these people have each other's backs. My child is safe. The most they can do from there on is to advise from afar. But knowing that they cannot enforce their advice. Because till they die, they will continue to give you advice. Forget it. No, that one is not. And the advice is based on what, no, you see, in my days, we used to go to the farm. We used to, it will be good for you to go to the farm. Yeah, there are some advices you even hear. You say, oh, thank you, sir. It's so great an advice. I will look into it. You are not looking into anything. Because there will always be a generational gap from parents to children. It's how the world has been. So yeah, continue.
In the light of what he said, I was picturing a lot of instances, and these are the instances. There are times that situations come up, discussions come up between parents and children, and this is one of the red flags they hear. E.g., my husband said we cannot go there.
Indirectly, you're telling them, I want to, but this is the person holding us down.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's different from, myself and my husband considered that thing, mommy. We considered it, but there is no way. Maybe we will consider it again. You're not going to do anything. Oh, mommy, we will consider it again. Just give us a little while. We will consider. In fact, as I'm picking my phone, I'm calling him. We are going to consider it. Say, lie, you're calling wrong number. It's different from, I discussed it with my husband. My husband refused to. He said we are not going. Even if that is the scenario, presentation matters.
It's key.
What we say matters. So, like you said, simple interpretation. So if your husband did not say so, you'd have gone with me, Abia. Mommy, see, if my husband did not say so, I would have gone with you.
Okay,
so
I
the
think
crack
we
is
have another question here. What kind of instances can in-laws pass boundaries? Because some things are not plain white and black, or is it?
Yes, there are so many instances. There are so many situations that they can cross boundaries.
Okay.
Absolutely. They are talking to you about something and they want you to make a decision now. And you've told you've already discussed with your husband, or one of your decisions is such decisions will not be made alone, will be made together. And they are trying to make you make a decision now. It's your decision. You post them. In fact, like I said, you put them on conference call that is not happening. It's once they can, human beings, we can sniff the smallest loopholes
and take advantage of it straight up.
In so many ways, they can cross boundaries. You had your baby. You decided that you are not going to hold an elaborate ceremony. And then your parents are saying there must be an elaborate ceremony. And so you are torn between satisfying your parents and satisfying your wife or your husband. And you say, okay, we're going to hold an elaborate. There are so many instances where boundaries can be crossed. When you allow them make decisions for you without your partner knowing, not even taking part in the decision. There's a place of knowing, there's a place of taking part in the decision. E.g., mommy says she's traveling to Ibadan tomorrow and wants me to come along with her. So I'm going. Hello?
And how is that? But Ma, I want to ask something in light of what you just said, and this is my question. How do you draw that thin line where the in-laws want to help and your husband is saying no? How do you tell your in-laws, mommy, please don't worry, we don't need it, but you really need it, and your husband is doing the old no? So
you see, the way you just said it now, that's the way.
See, there are so many ways to say so many things. Mommy, in fact, sometimes you have to lie. Father, forgive me, for I know not what I am doing by lying. No, we don't need it again. That issue, we've sorted it. We've sorted it.
Because of you, see, your parents are living their own life in their own home. You are starting your own life in your own home, and whether you like it or not,
there's plenty money. But remember that the money will finish.
Right there and then. See, you needing the money against your husband saying no. Right there and then, is money or your husband? Which one do you want? And as long as you choose money, you have just scattered your home. No matter what you use the money to buy to please the husband. Now, later, you can convince, if you really feel so strongly about it, the job for you to do there is not to support your parents. It is to try to convince your husband otherwise, after you have agreed with him. Now, if he still does not, then there's something he's seeing that you are not seeing. It is either his ego, or it is his plans and goals that you just are not seeing. What is so difficult in just saying, let's just take the money to help us. There are some people that just feel, you know what, we are going, this, I'm not, I'm not going to take it. But it is your duty and responsibility to agree with your husband or whatever decision it is that your parents want to bring into your family. What were you going to say?
I was going to add to what he said. Even if you are right to take the money, at that point in time where he's saying no, it's not the time to prove it.
It's not to.
At that point in time, it's not time to make a point. You're making a point, maybe in trusting him to help him see his own ways. Okay, it's a wrong example. I won't use it. The example that came to mind for me is okay. Let me a chicken is more used to walking than flying, even though they can fly.
Yes.
And you're telling them, fly over this. A chicken will rather walk.
Sure.
It takes so much energy to maybe another chicken that is used to flying to fly. I don't know if the example is right, but what I'm saying is sometimes we need to think about the consequences of our actions. I like saying this statement a lot, that if only people will keep in mind the fact that you only have power over your actions, you do not have power
over the
consequences of your actions. At that point, the money is good. It's going to make your life easy, but at what cost? You may have to write the hardship or pain or whatever it is out and pray, if you're a praying person, that he comes to the light of what you are saying that he is not seeing.
Or that the solution that he is seeing that you are not seeing comes to light.
Also. So it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street.
How do you act friendly and you're not pretentious? And let me give you an example. So I knew this person that was really friendly. Like she wanted to like do like love, like the old love thing that we preach between in-laws, right? And they're like, like I want to be friendly, make sure I know the brother, make sure I know the sisters, make sure I'm cool with the mother, make sure I'm cool with the like she was trying so hard to do it just to be the happy person, the happy like fiancé. But when they got married, she couldn't keep up with it, and they now saw it as this was just pretense. So this is your real color, da 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 da. So how do you draw that thin line where you use wisdom to be friendly and still not pretend to show your real self? But a lot of ways people feel like it's more about pretense than you just being friendly.
Love isn't pretense. You may start out by making it look like when you're loving someone who does not want to be loved is not pretense. And your character and your person will still shine through in the things you're doing if you're genuinely loving that person. There is pretense, there is love. And what we're saying here is genuinely. Can you play my head?
I'm just looking at your head inside the video. That's all. Sorry.
Genuinely love them. Don't go overboard. Don't, like he said, don't turn yourself to a slave to please them. You're just going to make it worse. Do what you're supposed to do. If you're supposed to help, assist when maybe little things like they are around, you should cook. Cooking is an act of love. For me, it is.
Sacrifice is.
Sacrifice is an act of love. Pretense is not an act of love. If you do not, if you're pretending, ask yourself why you're pretending, why you cannot do it genuinely.
Okay, I want to give an example. So I had this friend that said that when woman was alive, now she's late. She's not used to like doing cooking with wood and all this sawdust and all this charcoal and everything. She was not used to it. So the wisdom she twitched was, instead of being with the like, they always call them yale, the mothers of the house and sisters of the house, to cook, she'll be like, don't worry, I'll go and get all the ingredients in the market, I'll go and do this, I'll go and do that. So she will do everything, run around all day, do everything and bring everything, offload it from the car. That was the wisdom she used. Even though it was not convenient for her to sit with them, she had an alternative to do that. So they didn't, even when it came to cooking, like with the firewood, they'll be like, no, you'll be working since morning, go and rest. And she'll be like, thank God. But it's not everybody that will have that wisdom to do that. I don't think so. But I think it's going to go off now. So I'm going to add us up all over again. Come back, people. We are back again live on Instagram, and we are still talking about in-law management in marriage. So if you're just joining us, you've not missed so much. Don't worry, there's a replay on my timeline at Aanu Adedire on Instagram, and it will be live on the YouTube channel. So people, please, let's go on my YouTube channel, go there, go subscribe to the channel, love our videos, watch it, share it, and I'm sure that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 7 to 10 of them will actually bless you. We're gonna be going live with the Dadas all over again, and it's gonna be an amazing time, I bet you. You're still live on Life Matters with Aanu Adedire, and it has been an amazing time. Sorry for those that would have been trying to reach us on Amen Radio. Yes, there is a technical glitch, so we're not streaming live today on Amen Radio. We're just streaming live on all the social media platforms that we have right here, right now. We are still talking about in-law management in marriage. What do you feel it is? How have you been praying about the kind of in-laws you want to have when you get married? Have you been talking to God about it? Have you been making sure that they are good people? Have you been praying that they will love you? It's not everybody that will love you, to be very sincere, but have you gone out of your way to talk to God about the kind of in-laws you want to have? It is very, very important that we do that as children of God. And thank you very much, T Babes. Thank you all. Thank you very much. So it's very important that Christians, as children of God, and even not just Christians, as even human beings, if you're praying to God, I want you to put that as an extra cost, because you don't know the kind of family you're getting married into. And even if you're already married, for those that are already married, how are you praying every day for wisdom on how to deal with your in-laws? There's some in-laws, like someone said, they can be really tough. They will want to put their head down. But like one of the things that I learned that they said was, make sure that you have a united front in your house. Make sure that if they hear from the husband, they're hearing hear from the wife. If they're hearing B from the husband, they're hearing B from the wife. If they're hearing C from the wife, they're hearing C from the husband. It's not that you will now, both of you will now be like, oh no, we're not going to do that. We're going to make sure that, no. Make sure that it is something that you guys have already put on the plate. You're working together as a team. You're not just okay, so we're gonna dive in. You know, it's very amazing how people will start praying, oh, this person should die. Stop praying that your in-law should die. They will live long to see their grandchildren, and God will give us amazing. And if you're already married and you feel like, oh, my in-laws are this, my in-laws are that, you can fight that war on your knees. You just pray. Yes, they've really poured out a lot, and I know that they're never done. Another thing that I would say is, your family is different from your in-laws. Like, how you were trained is different from how your partner was trained. So you can't expect the same thing that your parents have done and your what they call it, that you will get from your parent, your father-in-law. And it is like your father-in-law, before the law, they become your parents because you're joined together by law. So they become your father, they become your mother. So don't expect that the person you lived with for 30 years will be the same person that you're just living for 1 year. No, they're not the same thing. They're not even the same. They're not even close to be the same thing. You're meeting two different people. So you have to come together and say, okay, we are making, hi, Auntie Daisy, we back. You know, people just have this mindset that, oh, because my mother did this for my father, then they have to do this for me. No, like, you're not assistant Holy Ghost to know your parents' hearts.
Assistant Holy Ghost.
So I can't remember what we're talking about towards the end.
Move to your next question. Maybe we'll remember. Me too, I can't remember.
Still dealing with law management, and I wanted to ask another question. I have papers of questions right here. Now, and this question is, how do you do it when your in-laws want a say in, and let me use the word, naming your child?
Gang. The table you are shaking. This table you are shaking. This table you are shaking.
Frank Donga is an amazing person.
See, babes, I'm coming to your question. Let's take this one.
That the husband and wife will agree on a particular name, but the mother-in-law will say, no, we are not calling this child this, we're calling this child what? And it was a fight for so many years until they were like, you know what, we're going to hands down and allow them to call them whatever they want to. But how do you use that wisdom? Because I learned it was a dirty fight in that family. Like, the mother didn't want to hear. She was thinking that it was like, it became like an in-law fight. The mother-in-law wanted to call the child like Shade. The other side of the in-law wanted to call their child Deborah. So it was, which name should they pick? The parents had a different name that they wanted to call their child. So I'm like, why the struggle? Why not everybody just call the name they want to name their child? Why must it be that everybody has to have that fight or whatnot? But how do you deal with it when your in-laws are bent on naming your child?
Oh yeah, go.
Excuse. Let just come and shake the tape for you. Okay, so this is it. Yeah, the situation that you just mentioned is even more familiar amongst the Yoruba race. Why? Because from early tradition, which I got to find out very, very late in life, it was tradition that the parents of the husband, are the ones that name the child. I didn't know it was oh yes.
Reality.
I didn't even realize that it was tradition. But it was tradition. In fact, when I got to find out, when I went back through my own lineage, I'm a twin, and I'll just be like, why am I not being called Kende and my brother being called Tai or Taiwo? Then my father just said it in passing that my mother gave you those names, Olaitan and Olaniran. And it didn't, I just felt, okay, maybe out of respect. But it took a lot of years after for me to actually find out that it was tradition. Now, unfortunately, our current generation did not, or were not taught that information. It wasn't passed down as tradition. Meanwhile, the parents are still in the expectation that they own the right to name the child. Right now, what is the parents have the right to name the child, not the parents or the parents' in-laws. Now, coming back to reality, at naming ceremonies, especially with the Yorubas, you have like that kind of 13 names nowadays.
Everybody has
Ayomide, Ayomiposi, Ayomitelemi, Kikoluwa, Blessing, Judah. They will give like 13 names. Now those plenty names. Now all these names come from concerned citizens. Father, mother, close, auntie, big uncle, grandmother, auntie that loves you, somebody that sent you money during delivery.
Hallelujah. Your
own siblings will have their own. Now this is it. It's all part of the fun, as long as the names don't mean things that will bring death and destruction to the future and destiny of the child. But
here's the clause.
All boils down to agreement.
Yes.
Wife and husband, what did you agree to call your child? You can have all the extra asperges. What did you agree to call the child? What you agreed to call the child is what the child will register at local government, is what the child will register in all paraphernalia, JAMB, SSC, primary school, debate, everywhere, international passport. Let the in-laws have their names.
Get out of this life. Who named you PITA?
Peter sings, how far now? I couldn't resist. I'm sorry.
The name is Peter sings.
Peter sings. Amen. Now, and like I said, it also boils down to the agreement of the couple on how to make on how to make the parents and parents in-laws to be comfortable with calling them whatever quote and unquote pet name, because that's all it is now. Pet name they choose to call the child, but bearing in mind that you have agreed and decided to call the child whatever you decide to.
So
now, where is that? Sorry?
Because that is the fight. They both agreed on a particular name. Let's name her, let's say Olamide. But the parents are insisting that they must name that child their own name.
And that's why I'm telling you, you have to tell the parents, you know what? Call the child the name you want to call the child. That's fine. The child's names are this. It's your child, though. You as parent have the first what's this?
Right of refusal.
First right of refusal on the child. Anything happen to the child, it's you they come and pick. You name your child. They can name the child. Whether I can call my child. See, my twin brothers' babies. Their names are, in fact, their English names. They have English names. They have Yoruba names. But my father initially kept calling the boy the name he gave him because it's a name after his own name. No qualms. By the time you continue calling the name and you find that everybody else is calling the boy the name that the parents gave him, with time, you will switch. The problem is when you, as the initial parents, try to now start fighting the fight of no. You said you must, this is the name that you must call him. Now, it also boils down to agreement, like I said. There could be situations, or there may be situations and will be situations whereby one part of the couple is not comfortable with the name. Now, whichever part is it, talk to yourselves, deal with it, find a solution. Extreme case solution, which I don't predict and hope that anybody should take, is you can't deal with it and your home needs settlement. Then withdraw from the place whereby that thing will come up that will cause pain between both of you. But it is a table that is still being shaken even today in a lot of homes, especially the Yoruba homes. So that would be my advice. For us, we had the same thing. Yeah? No, we didn't have it as bad. No, I'm saying that we had the same thing. Like, we gave them names, they gave them names. But we also told them, these are the names that we call
like he said,
our children.
Like he said, even friend to friend, when your friend has a baby, I've heard myself say it a lot of times that, oh, your baby is going to be named after me. I want your baby to have my name. So it's a form of endearment and your way of saying I love you to give you a name. When it's like this movie, this one that had vampires and things, that they said the guy implanted on the girl, that kind of thing, where like he has completely said everything. Where the issue is in the understanding of the situation. Now, because they have such strong attachments, you're going to handle it with care. There's going to be a fight. It may even lead to a war. But with understanding, the war will fizzle out. But where it gets bad, like he said, is if one of the parties do not like the name being called, or you now go and commit the ultimate sin of saying, don't call my child that name, then it begins to become, who is your child? Did you bring child here?
Without my son, would you have had child?
Exactly. Because this issue of names never happened from the wife's side. Because from the day the wives handed their daughter over, they knew that that is bye-bye. We will just be loving you from a distance. But it always happens from the husband's side. Now, it takes, yes, it takes 42 days is fine. It's just okay. Everybody, now, I had, while growing up, till date, I never knew I had a second name until maybe secondary school. You know, you never know. And I just knew that this woman, whenever she sees me, will always call me by my second name. If anybody calls me by my second name till date, I would think she's the one. Now, it took me a while to know that that was actually my second name. Later, I understood that her own first daughter has the same name. So she fell in love with the name for me and never called me my first name. Never, ever called me my first name. How my parents dealt with it, I don't know. But I don't think it was ever an issue for them. So it's that's the little issue that is always there. When the woman is insisting, now it's for mothers that insist, I find out it's a compensation for them because they never got that right to name their own child. The right was taken away from them.
Wakanda.
So they are trying to take it back by naming their grandchild. You know, a lot of times we find ourselves fulfilling our wishes, our desires, living through others. We live vicariously through others. You were unable to do something, you now start pushing your child by force, you must do this. It's actually your desire. Or you're living vicariously through your child. So it's like that continuation. That ends it on that subject.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem when people like name their children 70 names and give them a lot of names, but I don't think it's in the place of like anybody. If the parents choose to, like, I know, like, it's a tradition says that it's the family of the groom that chooses a name for the child, but now it's like 2018, nobody even knows that tradition. So if it's that you and your spouse, and like I think it goes back to the first thing you said, have a united front. Like, make sure that both of you are like this, so that when they're trying to like say, oh, you must do this, you must do that, from both ends.
Let me sorry to interrupt you. Let me make it interesting for you. Do you know that in some religions you don't even have a left, not to talk of a right, to name your child? Is the Kenny that names the child? Is the name that the you get that gives the child that the child bears?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me just shut up.
No, he's spiritual head of the family or whatnot.
Amen. I never heard of it before.
No,
Amen.
That's she said it.
Yeah,
you see what T-Babe said. No, yes.
Or
she mentioned one of it. What another part is, it's the name they give to the child. So and it's because naming a child or naming anything whatsoever is such a profound thing, such a profound way of saying that I have dominion and authority over you. If we take it down to scriptures, God gave Adam that responsibility to further prove to Adam or show to Adam that he has dominion over the animals.
So name them one by one.
Name them one by one.
Yes.
It is what you call it that it will bear.
Oh, wow.
I created it, but I've given you that So I have given I have given you that power. Do that. So it's the place of yet again, it's a sign to you, to show to you that they are saying that we have power here. And at that point, you should realize that this is the time for you to sit on your power. It's going, like I said, this particular subject is going to be a fight, but with sincerity of showing once again, a united front.
Very important.
Even if your wife picked the name, please say that you picked the name. Oh.
Guys.
Or you guys agreed on this name.
In fact, I picked the name. There is no agreement or disagreement. I picked the name.
Which one of them?
As in the man.
Yeah, the man.
The man does not even need to be bending the rule of I picked with my wife. No, I picked the name. I'm naming my child. End of story. Deal with it. Now, they will back down because it's their child. Yorubas will say, your child can never be bad, and you will throw your child to the lion. And say, okay, lion, take. They will be upset. They will swallow their pride and move on. But from the little sense of she influenced it, or she's the one that is not allowing you listen to us, comedy JDs, on my really. So actually, next question. We are finished.
Next question is intrusiveness, and that's the familiarity demon. I am sorry, I will call it. Where because you live miles apart, your house is the next. You're just passing you. Oh, I just came to her. How do you set boundaries when your in-laws are just 3 blocks away? Or they say that you must come and live in the same estates with them?
Yorubas are very proud people, except if there's something they are looking for or trying to bait you into. They will stay in their lane. I'll repeat myself. Yorubas are very proud. They love their space. They are, how do I, they would rather you come over to their place than they be stopping over. Once they begin to play that stopping over game, there's something they are looking for. You need to find out what they are looking for.
In rare occasions, they are looking for
they are trying to gauge how you are living.
No, that's in most occasions. In rare occasions, one party may be lonely.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a sorry, fellow.
He will continue that thought. But for me, even when you stay in the same building, even when I've seen families that your father has a very big yes, why go pay rent when you can have some space and manage? Yes. And you see it happen in situations when you have just unnecessarily snooping adults looking for what is not missing, just looking for what will cause trouble. And once you notice that, you begin to manage yourself, and it's going to, I don't know how best to explain this. You're not going to say it, but you're going to use style to act it. You should have, say for example, she gives an excuse of she came to take something, or she came to visit you because she was lonely. You could have turned it over. Mommy, why didn't you call me? At your flash, I will come running, even if you are not going to move any. At your flash, I will come running. Mommy, I've told you several times, I don't like you standing up to come and do things like this for me. You're making me feel like I don't know what I should do. Oh yeah, mommy, let's go. There's a lot of wisdom. Marriage is not for the feeble-minded. Marriage is not for children. Marriage is the only university where you pass before starting exam. they dash you certificate, you have passed, and then you now start your exam. That's why you have a lot of failures along the way. As you go every day, you learn every day. Different scenarios will challenge you and push you to learn. If you're born again, you're filled with the Holy Spirit, ask for the wisdom of the Holy Spirit as you deal every day. No matter the amount of books you've read, no matter the amount of knowledge and information you think you have, you need the guidance of the Holy Spirit. Absolutely, you need the guidance of the Holy Spirit. Sometimes they are being pushed by stronger forces than themselves. So people are whispering in their ears. You don't know who they are talking to. They are whispering in their ears. And then they will bring it towards your side. In such situations, wisdom of the Holy Spirit will help you to deal. I don't know how best to advise such people, because there are sometimes you may not be able to help it, especially when you're dealing with snooping parents. I grew up with I grew up with my maternal grandmother, who had this mentality of coming to visit only when she's sick. She loved her space to death. She only comes to our house when she's sick. They will bring her from the village, drive her down. What kind of woman are you? Go and meet your children where they can take care of you. And the moment she's feeling okay, she's telling us she's going. That she's missing her house. She did not close her window. Even if you are sleeping at night, sure, you won't close your window. She will say she did not close her window. And she did not leave enough food to feed the goats. Her chicken is straying on the streets. Jesus, what kind of excuses are you giving, woman? Just go. So I grew up in that kind of environment. She loved her privacy. And I see the same thing with my parents right now. So try and understand the kind of person you're dealing with. There is no straight jacket here. There is no exact rule book that will solve any scenario. Understand that your situation is unique. Your situation is, even when it is not unique, your situation is peculiar, and deal with it.
So there's this saying of, don't make a promise you can't keep with your in-laws. What's that about?
Don't make a promise you can't keep to anybody. Mommy, I'm coming to greet you tomorrow, and you are lying. You're only causing trouble. If you don't mean it, or you don't intend to carry it out, don't say it. Or if you meant it and things are changing, learn to communicate. Things changed though. I'm sorry, I won't be able to make it. But why should you? Even to my children, I watch what I say. Maybe I want to bait them into maybe doing something nice, like, okay, do this and I'll give you biscuits. I trust my children. They will harass the biscuit out of my body. So I don't even put, I'll just say, do it. Or maybe I'll say something that I know I can do, such as, maybe I'll allow you watch cartoon extra 30 minutes. That one is accessible. Go and carry remote to yourself and put it on. Or I'll give you a big hug. Or I will increase your food. Something I know that it's accessible to me, but don't make promises you can't keep. You are hurting them. They are trying to build trust with you. They are trying to build relationship with you. Don't give them an opportunity to feel hurt or sad, such that, and when your in-law feels emotional about something, they most likely will not come to you unless they have that kind of relationship. They will go to your partner instead to say, this is how I feel. This is how
I was just having a chat with my father. Sorry, I just had to put that in there, yeah. And she's got no problem with that. Yeah. So
when you're creating boundaries as the wife or as the husband, and your partner does not understand that these are boundaries, like, let's give an example. You're the kind of person that probably grew up with the sense of, oh, like when you have visitors, you go and cook, you do this, you do that, and your in-laws are people that once they come, they just want to go straight into your kitchen, open the pot, eat as they have, put the plate in the sink, and you have to wash it. Your partner doesn't say anything wrong in that because he had grown up to see that is when his own aunties and uncles come, they do the same thing and they have to clean the plate. So how do you set up those boundaries to let your partner know that these things are not the way to go? How can we talk to your siblings or whatnot about like boundaries in our house, and your partner is not seeing it as boundaries?
This table you are shaking. This table you are shaking. This table you are shaking. People go window. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So okay. Let me just put it this way. Now there are some traditions that will accept. In fact, some traditions will almost allow you to lord over. Will allow your husband's siblings to almost lord over yourself to a point of even taking you to the bed if you don't put if you don't put up as much boundaries as possible. Now, in the middle of boundaries, there are some things that you might let slide. Some things that you know you have to study the terrain. You have to understand what's up. For instance, there are different things that will partake to different people. Your husband might be the firstborn of the house. To his siblings, he has more control. Is wow. Come and step in by Kema. In fact, the wife will be, no, leave them alone. It's a lie. Both of you have planned it before. You cannot be coming to be doing this and be doing that. But then definitely not in front of the wife. You can call your siblings aside, like, you know what, you guys, I can. But then in some situations, you are the last born. Your husband is the last born. And there are elderly ones that he naturally is even respecting. Like, bros, if the elderly ones are not people like me that will understand that, okay, I have to give privacy, it is now even the husband still in his own space to be the one to curtail his siblings to the most that he can. But I think things like dishes or stuff is where the line gets blurred. What do you think?
The line is very blurred in the sense that they come to your house, they are your guests.
There are some that will just come, just go and open the pot of soup of the poor woman and finish all her meat. And these tiny things that we look at, they actually cause a lot of like rifts, and they cause a whole lot between siblings, or amongst in-laws and like whatnot. And they're feeling like, oh, what even get to control this kind of thing? I feel like it's a lot that people try to like swallow, and they can't voice it out. Their partners don't see that these are boundaries. Their partners don't see it as something wrong. They just feel, let's just let's get this over with, or let's do this later, or no, it doesn't work that way. When you have in-laws that just go straight to your kitchen, but I believe that when you're talking about boundaries and your in-laws don't understand or don't see it from that side for you, then that is where you as a person, you and your partner should sit down, talk about it, know how she feels. Then welcome back, people. So
sorry, I was saying that the lines are pretty blurred for me. Personal opinion, I always like stating
it's your meat.
There can be some. Now, it depends on the kind of relationship you have with them. If you're not close with them, if you're not every day in and out, I don't think they would stroll into your kitchen like that and say, what do you have in your pot? Like, did you do that?
Okay, so we are having technical. Oh, so we're gonna have to add the dadas all over again. But like it's very important that, like she said, relationship that you've already built over the years, like if it's kind of close-knit relationship, then it's something that if they barge in and you're like, ah, my brother or my sister, or how is this, how is that? But when there's no relationship in the first place and they just barge in as they want to, then that's where there can be a problem. That's where your whoever is their brother, whoever is their sister has to say, guys, yeah, I know, but when we're done, please let her know that this is what you want to do, so that she doesn't think, oh, I'm going to find food or I'm going to eat after, and she doesn't get anything in the pot. You get? So it is something that people have to really, 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 really work around. Another thing I want to say is keep a very good sense of humor. Like, I know you might not be a funny person or you might not be the kind of person that'll crack everybody up, but make sure that you're not frowning your face every time you're with them, or you feel very uncomfortable when you're with your in-laws. It's something that you have to learn to grow around. Another thing is be mature. Learn to see the situation from their point of view. Even if you don't agree, be the bigger person. Be that person that will just, okay, mommy, there's no problem. Or my sister, no problem. I'm going to sort it out. I'm going to deal with it. Try and be the bigger person in the picture. Don't just say you have to fight your way around it, or I have to do this, I have to do that. No, it doesn't work that way. Another thing you can do is be accommodating. Yes, there are boundaries in accommodation, but be accommodating as a person. Learn to carry everybody along when it comes to probably they're having an event or something. Don't be acting like, oh, you're the I know it all. I know, no, don't worry, I'll fix this, I'll fix that, when you know you don't have or you cannot fix it. So make sure that you try to do these things. They're very important, because your in-laws will see it as, oh, she thinks she knows it all, right? Don't worry, we'll meet her in front, and there's a task that probably you don't know about. So try and be accommodating. Try and give yourself that leeway of, okay, you know what, you're going to make sure that things are going the right way, or things are getting to have the right, coming in the right shape. Then don't have this stereotype of in-laws are like this. Don't have that mindset. If you have the mindset, you might not go so far in having a good relationship with your in-laws. So make sure you don't have the mindset of, oh, that's how mother-in-laws her, mother-in-laws are like this, or father-in-laws are like this. No, make sure you have that mentality of, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make sure that mommy eats, daddy gets food. Even when it comes to money and your in-laws need money, make sure that both of you sit down together and say, okay, you know what, we're going to agree on $10,000 every month for our in-laws, or $500 for each one of them. You don't know where and what it's gonna like amount to, but you know in your heart that these are your in-laws, and from either angle, like even if it's the father-in-law or the mother-in-law, father-in-law from the spouse's side, yes, we thank the Lord. So we're talking about, I think it was boundaries, was it? Yeah.
Where was
Hello.
we?
Okay, so I was talking about when it comes to dishing out money to in-laws, that some people feel like, yes, another table that I want to shake a little bit, and it's that people will say, oh, don't give your in-laws money, or some people will say, oh, you guys should do it separately. But when it comes to the amount, some people will say, my mother deserves $50,000. You say, no, now we can manage to give her 20,000, and there's a fight. So how do you come together to make sure that that doesn't even cause wahala between both of you? That is when you're giving your in-laws monthly allowance.
Do you want to go?
I think you should go first.
Okay. So, in situations whereby your in-laws have reached the age where they cannot fend for themselves and you are the ones fending for them, just as I don't think that you will have a set of twins and then you will now say one deserves more money than the other, so should it be with your parents' in-laws. Except on very extreme cases. For instance, there are special needs or there are emergency cases.
Yeah.
You can't be that, okay, mommy was rushed to the hospital, we spent 52,000 naira on mommy. And so because of that, mommy on the other side too, let's send that 52,000. No.
Let some sense be applied.
Yes, wisdom and knowledge wisdom is profitable to direct. That's what the Bible says.
Yes.
Now, in all sincerity, it still boils down to the same thing that we've been talking about since morning: agreement. If it gets to a point whereby you and your spouse are already discussing or arguing about who gets what more, what gets, your home naturally is not even settled. That means you have a fundamental issue. You are not even agreeing from status quo. Because first of all, beyond who gets what and what gets who is first, how are we surviving? How are we coping? What is our current status as a family? Do we even have reserve? Do we have plans? Are we in agreement towards the same future? Are we working towards the same goal? Have we paid the children's school fees before we even, you guys should have at least been sorted to a level before you even start talking about, okay, how you are sorting who, what, where. And everything for budgeting is done together. Do you understand? Sorry, did you disagree with that? I see your face like. So basically, everything with budgeting is done together. There has to be a level of agreement. Okay, you know what? There's this. I think mommy needs this particular need. Or should we surprise her? Or I think we should. I mean, no problem. We're still within our budget. Not we have 100,000 naira in the account. I think we should give mommy 80,000 naira. Is a beginning of the end. What did you want to say?
Not different from what you have said, maybe just to buttress it with different choices of words. First off, it looks like two scenarios to me. Are they on a monthly plan? That sounds like internet. Are you giving are they retirees and you're just giving them upkeep, money for upkeep, which will probably be a certain figure monthly, or a certain need just arose and you need to attend to it? So there are two scenarios. You cannot afford to be impulsive. You cannot afford to be impulsive. You cannot say, if your parent is a retiree, make plans for them. Make plans for them. Because they are living on an amount that will probably not be, especially when you know that what they have would not sort them. Make plans for them. Be honest and sincere with that. If they are not retirees and you are just trying to be the good child or good children
do get them
that you are, be reasonable. Also be reasonable. Do not do it for the Yoruba we say shekorimi, as in let me do so that you can see me. That I'm
well established.
Yeah. Do not do it, yes. Or maybe there's a bit of sibling rivalry. Your mother, your elderly one got mommy something, so you want to outdo that person. And for the accolades, you deserve some accolades.
VTech the awesome. Everybody say hi to VTech the awesome. Every time I say VTech the awesome now, all that comes to my head is one for the money. Because we take the awesome.
So if you want to grow up, what should we do? Moving on.
I don't know. So that's what I think that is. If it's a monthly plan, it will definitely be uniform. And this is it. Keep in mind, except there are peculiar situations, what is done for A should be done for B. Especially when we both exist. If you do something for your father, do for your father-in-law. If you do something for your mother, do for your mother-in-law. If you consider them as your own parents, we won't be having this discussion. Neither are we going to be having this issue. In fact, I've seen situations where the love between, quote and unquote, a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law gets as thick as the mother is jealous.
Wow.
Absolutely. I have seen such situations that...
Sorry, I'm just asking, is that happening right now that I need to know? But I just wanted to know.
That it's that they are that close, they are that loving of one another, that the mother begins to ask questions. What has this woman done to my daughter? So it's I think that concludes that question.
And no, I must also chip in quickly that there are situations whereby without you realizing it, especially, and this happens a lot, not being biased, but it happens a lot with women and their mothers. Because of the closeness between women and their mothers, and the fact that, okay, they have somebody that they confide in, they can talk to, they end up wanting to spend time with the mothers, end up wanting to do more stuff for their mothers and forgetting their mothers-in-law. Now, obviously, because the husband is in love with the wife and tending to want to do things that will please her, also ends up pleasing the mother-in-law, and without understanding the reality of the fact of what's going on, without realizing he is neglecting his own mother. That is a dangerous place. It's a dangerous place to be in, I can tell you. Now, as much as possible, always, when you are doing for one, draw back a bit, check, have you done for the other? Even if it is not, even Tiobadogba, even if it's not on the same level, just try to do something. If it's something magnificent you did for one, try and do something appreciative as well for the other, such that it doesn't even end up for causing parents-in-law rivalry. Because eventually, when one sees, they are just doing for that one, they are not doing for me, they've used jazz on this one. Problem starts. It's not going, Father, Lord, break the jazz, until it becomes something that is said in the open. And then now, and all there was is just a total sense of neglect, of, what's the word now? Of taking for granted, like, mommy will understand after all. Even if your mommy has the whole world, or if your parents have the whole world, and they see you are doing more for the others, and you didn't even buy common suya to say, are you?
Fine. See, babes, say, I have a question. See, babes, will organize a session for you.
Before I take her question, I want to ask these two questions in one before we wrap up the show. And it's one: when the husband doesn't have good relationship with his siblings, how do you be the middleman in what? I don't know how to do that. How do you have that relationship since they didn't have a good relationship before? And the second one is this: when the in-laws, from whichever side it is, have done something to hurt either of the partners, how does the person heal and restore a better relationship with his or her in-laws?
I'll start from the second question because I'm not sure I understand the first one.
I love the first one. Don't worry, continue.
The second one, if you were hurt from a situation, it's easy to heal from a hurt if there is genuine repentance or acknowledgement of what led to the hurt. It's easier, not easy. It's easier to heal from that point when there is no acknowledgement or genuine repentance of what the other party has done. Now, this is me hoping that the other party is aware of what is making you feel that way. Because if the other party is not aware, you are just wasting emotions. But if the other party has been made aware that this particular action hurt me, and they have their own opportunity to explain whether they genuinely wanted to hurt you or they did not genuinely want to hurt
Let's give an
you.
example, like a popular example.
Okay.
Like when the woman doesn't give birth early, like they had a delay for giving birth, and the in-laws have said a lot of terrible things to her, and a couple of years after she has the child, how does she heal through that process of all the things they've done and now that she has the child?
First off, she has to heal for her own sake. If she does not allow herself heal and she holds on to the grudge, she's hurting herself more than any other person.
Hey, BOUQUI, Exomagige, I see you. Stuff.
She has to allow herself heal and tell herself that I forgive them, I release them, I release the pain.
Wow.
He's great like that. Back to the matter. You have to, first of all, acknowledge that, oh, it's a painful situation for you. But regardless of what is going on, you need your sanity, you need your peace about the matter, and you need to move forward about the matter. So whether they acknowledge it or not, you're going to let it go. It is painful.
Yes.
I wouldn't lie about that.
Yes.
It is painful. But at the end of the day, if you do not do it, you are the worse for it.
Yes.
Because the people that have hurt you are not feeling any pain because they hurt you.
Yes.
You are the one feeling the pain of being hurt. You are the one with the injury. So you are the one that will take yourself to a hospital to get treated. A car hits you. Your car spoiled. You, the car, are the one that is going to go to the mechanic. It's not the car that hits you, especially if it's a truck against a bike. The truck may not feel the impact. I'm just using that kind of example. But I hope you understand that, so the bike needs to go to the mechanic. If you're waiting for the truck to come and take you and the truck does not come, the truck is not feeling any pain. The truck is not making any loss. But you as the bike, you are making all losses and feeling all pains. So you will carry yourself to the mechanic and get fixed.
And in all sincerity, there's no greater revenge than success. I'm sorry that I used the word like revenge. But there's once success comes in, it's not the time to now start rubbing it. It's the time to allow all the apologies to come in.
Yeah. And if they don't
step
come,
above it. And if they don't come, move on.
Bullshit it.
Okay.
Yeah, it does you no good by holding on to it. It's I think I once read on Instagram that unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to be hurt. Yeah. You are the one with the pain, so you are the one that needs the healing. So you find the healing for yourself. It may even be in the process of you finding healing, especially in situations where they have not acknowledged the hurts that they inflicted, that they would see that you were hurt. Because some people cannot see that they hurt you. Telling them makes it worse. So leave them on their own side. If you don't have to deal with them every day, maybe if you need to deal with them, okay, you need to have a discussion, an acknowledgement, go through the process of you hurt me, I hurt you, I am sorry you hurt me, you are sorry I hurt you, and then both of you, so that you can at least be on talking terms. But if you do not have to deal with them, in fact, in the example you gave, I am not sure, except that person is a witch, that will not use style to apologize. Because at least in Yoruba land, they will say elders do not apologize, but they will find a way to be using style to tell you that we are sorry. Yeah, we did not know. It was that we did not know. If we knew, we would not have. And then also the person hurt, coming from a place of understanding of yes, they were being harsh. Yes, they were being wicked, but sometimes they don't know better.
Okay. I'm trying to remember the first question now.
The first question is the man's siblings, the man and his siblings didn't have a good relationship, and now you're married.
Yes,
so how do you relate without being the person in the middle of two things?
Okay, let me just tell you one truth. A man and his siblings, or a man and his family, or a man and his parents, they are not in good terms. And how do you relate? Let me just tell you truthfully. You cannot, to be wise, follow the footsteps of your husband in forming alliance or facing the family member, else you are digging your own grave. You know the truth, whether you like it or not, they did not have all their years fighting. So they have spent a lot of years together bonding as siblings. And whether you like it or not, one day, someday, that will end.
So you still try to relate to them normally, right?
In fact, no, you don't even just try to relate with them normally. Let it be your sole goal to make peace between them. You know why? Because if you are the reason why peace reigns between them, you are a superhero. You have just scored a point that neither party will ever, in fact, they will continue to say, omo Dada. That in the midst of the storm of two egoistic people facing and fighting, instead of being family, she sought to bring peace. She can keep her home. There's nothing you can do that will be wrong. So in fact, the fact that you have seen a problem should make you even seek to be a solution bringer, because the number of solutions you bring means more acceptability. It means more rites of passage. It means more, this is our daughter, not our son's wife. You understand what I mean?
Wisdom.
Oh my God, I don't want you to go, but yes, we have to go. It has been an amazing 2 hours learning. We celebrate the Dada dynasty. Our love to our babies at home. We love you. You know that. We don't have to say it. We love you too much. But thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you. We pray that your marriage, God will continue to strengthen you. Your marriage will continue to be a blessing. Your children will continue to be blessings in the name of Jesus. And we pray that Natialo, correct Nigeria, will blow. I will not be able to. I don't know why I always call it correct me Nigeria, but I think I
know. We have thought of that.
All right. God bless you, people. Goodbye. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.